Alright, as a next step, we're going to paste in some raw data and start manipulating it and setting up more of the dynamic dashboard as well. So in the spreadsheet that's included in this course, there's a tab called Data. Please select all that and press Ctrl-Shift and then the down and right arrow to select everything quickly, Ctrl-C, Control-Page up to hop back. And what I'm going to do is leave a couple of rows of space here. And I'm going to press Alt-ES and V for values to paste these numbers as values. The next thing that I want to do is select all these numbers here, and pressing Ctrl-1, I can get in here and edit the type of number that it is. So I want to edit it to be a number that has a comma separator and no decimal places, and I'd like the negative to be in brackets. So I'm going to press OK. Now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to select all those, and I'm going to press Alt-HFC and just set those to be a blue color because they're all hard-coded numbers. Additionally, I'm going to adjust the dates. Because this is a 5-year forecast, I'm now going to bring this in to 2021. So now I see these years nicely linked to the number of data periods that we have here. You could also structure this a little differently so that you could actually count the number of columns in which you have data using the count function, feed that into the number of periods, and then back into your end period. So you can sort of rework these formulas to move in different directions. Personally, I like actually setting the start and end period. So now that this is in place, I'm going to press Alt-IC. I'm going to press Alt-IC again to insert 2 columns here. And these 2 columns are going to have a total and an average function. So I'm going to call this one total and this one average. So in order to make this dynamic, I'm going to add up to this dashboard here total. And I'm going to add here average, and I'm going to put next to them the number of time periods that I want included. So there may be examples where I actually want to have less time periods included in the total in the average than are contained in the entire model. You can imagine if we fill this out with several years of historical and many years of forecast, I may just want to take like a 3-year average instead of all these years. So what I can do is I'm going to set this equal to sum, and I'm starting in cell D8. I want to take the sum from cell D8 to, so I press the semicolon, and then I use the offset function. Offset moves the cursor, so instead of having it end in the same cell where it starts, that's my starting reference point, I take that cell and I offset it by 0 rows because I want to stay in the same row, but I need to move it by 3 columns, which I lock in place with F4, and then -1 because I actually don't need to move the full number of time periods, just a certain number of columns. So what I have now is a total that's equal to these 3 years, 331,000. And if I were to change this to be 5 years, now it picks up the total from all 5 years. And if I were to change this to be 1 year, I get the first year in 2017. 2 years, you can see how this is working dynamically. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the average. Equals average, starting in the first period, and then semicolon, offset, that same cell, offset it by 0 rows, and offset it by this number of columns, F4, -1, double close bracket. And if I copy this, and actually I'm going to paste special all throughout here, T for format, I'm pasting special, this formatting. So now the average of these first 3 years is 110,000. So I see that that's correct. If I took the average of 5 years, you'd see it adjust, 1 year, etc. So what I can do now is holding Shift and the down arrow, and then pressing Control D, fill down all these totals and all these averages, which may be useful in my model. I'm actually going to insert one more column here, Alt-IC, so that there's a little bit of a break. The other thing that I'm going to do is select these cells here, and pressing Control 1, I'm going to format the background and the font color to match the rest of the headers. So I see here I've got total and average, and now our model is set up and is starting to look pretty dynamic.